this up. Hey everyone, welcome to today's Program Yourself Thin podcast. Today we're talking about easy tips for weight loss during the holidays. Most likely, you're kind of already starting to get into holiday mode. And for most people, certainly most dieters, weight loss goes out the window. Why? Because losing weight is so hard, right? You got to change everything all at once. It's too overwhelming to do that and go through the holidays. So most people are just going to, write it off until January 1st. So what I want to share with you is an alternate point of view where you can actually still focus on losing weight during the holidays and enjoy the holidays even more than if you hadn't done these things. And that's the real secret to losing weight during the holidays, is to make it about not just losing weight, but about improving your ability to enjoy the holidays. And that's how I go into this, because if you're able to feel more relaxed and calm, if you feel more grounded, if you feel healthier, if you feel more energized, if you feel more focused, don't you think all of those things are going to help you lose weight? I do. So the things we're going to talk about are the simple kind of extra things you do on the outside that make everything else better, including your weight. So the first thing is getting more sleep. During the holidays, you're going 100 miles an hour sometimes, right? And everyone's got different situations, but you may be finding yourself, thinking about gifts, and maybe you have to entertain, and maybe you got to go places, maybe you're traveling around family. There's a lot of things going on that might be causing a lot of stress. And so the first way we want to deal with that is to get as much sleep as you possibly can. And don't say, oh, I don't have any time for sleep. Almost everyone has more time for sleep than they think if we account for screen time. And so if you look at your screen time, especially when you get stressed, you tend to use your screens more the more stressed you are. So if we can cut into that a bit and dedicate some of that screen time over to sleep time, you're going to find that it helps you in a very fundamental way. The next thing is to make sure that you are hydrated. Again, depending on where you're at, winter is a drier season, and it's easier to eat less fruits and vegetables, drink less water, and it's a drier season, so we're dehydrated. When we're dehydrated, we're not thinking as clearly, and we tend to get hungrier because we misinterpret the thirst for hunger. So staying hydrated at a proper level, again, not only allows you to go through the holidays in a more enjoyable way because you're thinking more clear, you're more energized, you feel better physically, but it's also going to support you making healthier food choices automatically, because when you feel properly hydrated, again, it reduces hunger and increases your ability to think more clearly. The next thing is relaxation and breathing. If you dedicate some time to relaxing and breathing, what's going to happen is you get a residual effect from that. So you may take 5 minutes a day to relax, calm down, turn your attention inwards, just bring your relaxation way down. And then that's going to support you for the rest of the day. So again, dedicating some time to relaxing and breathing is really one of those things that's going to serve you, because again, you get a lot more bang for your buck. You put 5 minutes in, you get hours of benefit out, and it's going to support to keep you grounded and, focused and motivated during the holidays. And then the final thing is to move more, because when you start, again, sometimes when the holidays come around, there's less time to focus on our exercising and our moving routines. So again, incorporate more movement into the holidays. So that may mean parking further away from the mall when you go so that you can get extra steps in. When you appreciate when you're shopping, you're moving more, and start to move your body. Again, it doesn't have to be a lot of movement. It's not so much the physical benefits you get out of movement. A lot of times it's the mental, emotional benefits you get. And so when you're moving your body regularly during times of life that are more stressful, you're going to find that, again, it grounds you and it keeps you more calm and focused. And all of these things put together lead to you making better food choices that allow you to comfortably be able to lose weight during the holidays and enjoy the holidays even more than you would have if you hadn't done these things. So I hope you take some time to really dedicate to these and test out what I'm saying, see if it works for you, and see if you can enjoy the holidays more and lose some weight while you do it. And if you want some support doing this, make sure you click the link in my bio, get the free hypnosis session, watch the video I made for you, and read the emails that I send you, and they will help you out. So I hope this helps you out. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask them. Hey, professional killjoys. Yeah, YouTube can hear you today. Yes, I knew what that was yesterday. I figured it out at the end. User error, my fault, my fault. But here we are today, all sounding right, which I'm glad about because there's nothing worse than worse sound, warbly sound. That's what I heard it was yesterday. It was a weird little glitch that happened and made that. So what's up, Jen? Jen says, hi there. Living in that in between takes a lot of getting used to after 30 years of dieting, but it's getting easier. Yeah, exactly. The living in between is, again, dieters are all or nothing, black and white thinkers. And the real secret to mastering your weight is to be able to navigate that gray space. And that's one of the big things we're focusing on in the program this month, because that is one of the most important pieces of mastering your weight. You can't be perfect all the time. And again, dieters are always in this mindset that they're going to be perfect or they're not going to think about it at all. Well, that's not going to serve you well during times like the holidays because it's very difficult to be perfect, and you do not need to be perfect. That's my big message. You do not need to be perfect. So yeah, I get it, Jen. It takes some practice, no doubt. And the longer you've been at this with the diet mindset, the longer it may take. But again, it's pretty much the only way I can see that you're ever really going to get a handle on this. Otherwise you just get stuck in that dieting thing, which never ends. No one ever masters their weight on a diet, pretty much. What's up, Joy? How's it going? Yeah, Jen says sleep's definitely where I need to put in the work. Yeah, sleep's a thing. I mean, I dedicated a year, like a full year, to sleeping better a couple of years ago, and it takes effort. Again, this is one of those things for me as a hypnotist. I really look at the subconscious mind. So I don't want you. When most people try to create change in their behaviors, what they're doing is they're trying to force themselves to act a new way. I'm way more interested in implementing a new habit. And again, the one you can reference is your toothbrushing. You brush your teeth without even thinking about it. You just do it on autopilot. It's probably the healthiest habit you got. And you just do it automatically. You anticipate doing it for the rest of your life automatically. Great. We want more of those. And so sleeping is a habit like that. You've developed your sleep habit, and it involves what time you feel right going to bed, how you fall asleep, how you sleep, your whole routine, and how you sleep is a learned behavior. And a lot of us never really learned how to do it right. And so when you start practicing sleeping better, when you start focusing on it and make that, a priority for you, you can get a lot better at sleeping. Okay. And take that from me. I was a shitty sleeper and become an amazing sleeper. And it's a huge part of my success, being able to manage my weight, because without it, again, the quickest way to sabotage me is don't let me sleep. So I'm not a willpower master. And again, even if you understood what willpower is, it's related to your sleep anyways. But willpower is like a muscle. And just like physical muscles, if you're depleted physically, if you have malnourished, your muscles don't work as well. And if you're sleeping improperly, it's kind of like your willpower doesn't work properly. Your mind's not working properly. Your body's not working properly. So yeah, sleep is just one of those. I think it's the number one most important out of all the habits. I think sleeping and getting your sleep under control is probably the most important habit out of all of them, because everything else is built on it. And without the right sleep, everything else just seems to kind of crumble. Not to put a negative idea in your mind. I mean, you can always muscle through bad sleep for a little while, but it makes it much, much harder. So yeah, Jen, that's effort. Well, that's well worth it. That's what I'm trying to say. What's up, Mario? How's it going? Hey, Jim, I missed you. How was your Thanksgiving? My Thanksgiving was awesome. I had an awesome Thanksgiving. It really was. Thanksgiving itself was awesome. And the whole little vacation was awesome too. It was really, I had a great time. It was really fun. And yeah, kind of kicked off the holiday season perfect. So yeah, I hope yours was good as well. What's up, Katie? How's it going? Let's see. What's up, Carrie says? How's it going? Let's see. What's up, Kelly? How are you doing? Kelly says, is aiming to maintain during the holidays seem like a bad idea? I feel like if I say that to myself, I'll just wind up with a case of fuck it's. But if I set a goal to lose, my hope is stronger. I think that's a great question. And what's the answer to it? I've seen both work for different people. So it's hard for me to say like there's one answer, there almost never is just like one answer. So, I know in the past, that idea may have given you the fuck it's, but you're in a different place now and you know different stuff. So That being said, I get it. If you're thinking about weight loss, you're just more motivated, right? You're more excited. So I get that too. And so what I would say though, what I always look at, this is a perfect example why too, by the way. And I say this all the time, and I need to say it all the time because you need to hear it all the time and you need to hear it over and over and over and over and over. That what we're looking to do as often as possible is get our focus off the weight loss and get our focus onto the process, because your weight loss is just a reflection. There's cause and effect. Your weight loss is the effect, meaning you really have no control over your weight. You can't lose weight. How are you going to lose weight? You can't. Short of chopping a leg or an arm off, you can't lose weight. What you can do is you can decide to eat healthier, lower your calorie consumption, live healthier. You can decide to change your lifestyle. And then over time, through some magical experience that you have no idea how it works, your weight goes down. So for me, where I don't really have this issue right now, I'm going to weigh what I want. There's that. But for me, it's really less about how much weight I'm losing, and it's much more about how am I doing with my behavior. So I'm focused on the process. So Kelly's in the program. So Kelly, you can focus on how's my eating, right? Again, at this point, I hope it's structured to some degree. You got clean pleasure days, you got those kind of figured out. And the question becomes, how am I living within those? So for example, like my eating is off right now, not completely off. Okay. I still got back to my salad yesterday, got back to my normal breakfast, but my dinner was a little off. I had pasta. I don't normally do that. So, I manage it. I was aware it wasn't as clean. Usually a clean Monday through Thursday are clean days for me. Monday, I would usually not have any flour. I wouldn't have pasta. I wouldn't have bread, things like that. This is an unusual Monday. We did have it. So I manage it by, I make sure I don't eat too much because it's not what I normally do. So I'm not so much focused on the weight piece, but I'm really focused on the process piece of it. And so that's the eating piece. And then I'm really obsessed with my lifestyle piece. I don't really give a shit about the weight so much. I care about how's my sleep, how's my water, which I'm kicking up a bit because I've noticed I've been slacking a little bit with it. Now, again, what's slacking with it mean? For slacking with it for me now means I just drink the bare minimum, but I still always hit the minimum. So there's that. Then there's my relaxation and calm. There's my meditation, which has gotten better because we've been focusing on meditation in the program. So that's been helping me out. I'm working on moving more intentionally. So I'm way more focused on what I'm actually doing. And then there's the mindset piece, which I'm always thinking about. My motivation. What is my motivation? Why am I motivated? What do I want to get out of this season? What's my goal here? And again, a lot of my goal is really focused on the process, because I know if I get the process down, I know that the weight piece is just going to fix itself. Does that make sense? It really does fix itself too. I'm not saying like just automatically, if I do these things, my weight's going to be where I want it to be. What I'm saying is if I get really good at doing these things, then I'm going to be able to tweak them to get my weight right where I want it to be. And that is how I've approached it for 30 years. And it's the reason why I sit in front of you at the same weight for 30 years. One little blip 12 years ago. It's because I'm obsessed with the process. I'm always focused on the process, the mindset, the lifestyle, and the eating that keeps me thin and healthy at the weight I want to be, the person I want to be. So when you look at it that way, I hope it starts to help you reframe a bit how you approach the holidays, because I don't make a distinction. Certainly I recognize the holidays are a different period of time, but I'm still focused on mastery, no different than I would. I'm still focused on mastery, no different than I am when February comes or March comes. Now I respect that it's different. So I've let go of my expectations a bit. I don't expect myself to be as clean with my eating in December as I am in March. And I'm okay with that. So I don't really care so much what the weight, if the weight fluctuates a little bit during December, I don't give a shit. I really care about the process. And I'm just obsessed with the process. So I hope that makes sense. Yeah, thank you. I will focus on the process. That'll keep me heading in the right direction. I appreciate you. Well, you're welcome. I appreciate you, Kelly. And that's what I mean. Like the process never changes. Do you know what I'm saying? No, again, sometimes you're gung ho, 100 miles an hour with the process, and sometimes you're just, minimum, and that's normal. But the goal is always the same, to just keep refining the process, because January's coming. I don't want to make a big distinction. And again, that's what I'm trying to say. Like again, I'm given, let's just put it in effort terms. I don't really like doing that, but let's say during December, my effort to eat clean is at 80% because I'm more open to cookies and wine and bullshit and all the rest of it. But my focus on the process, on my meditation, on my water, on my hypnosis, on my all those things is all exactly the same. Why would I want to let them go down? Why would I not want to feel amazing? So, especially the lifestyle pieces, why would I not want to commit to the lifestyle pieces during the holidays? They're the number one thing that dictate my quality of life. Is this not true for you folks? Is your sleeping, your hydration, your relaxation, your nourishment, your movement, your mindset, are these not the main things that are dictating your quality of life day in and day out? So why would I want to have a shitty quality of life as I go through the holidays? I don't. I want to have a great quality of life during the holidays. So I want to have as good a quality of life during the holidays as I do in January, February, and March. But the difference is that I'm going to eat some more bullshit in December than I do the rest of those other months. But my focus on the lifestyle piece is just as strong. The eating I'm a little squishier with, and that's fine. That's a decision I made. So I hope that all helps out. And I know if you're not in the program, this just sounds like I'm talking gibberish probably, but that's okay. Professional Killjoy says, I haven't had any deliberate clean days yet, but I have gotten to a place where I have a few clean days a week because I just don't specifically want pleasure foods at that day. Yeah. Okay, great. I think that's great. Professional Killjoy, that's how it works. You know, I always try to remind you of this, that when I first started the clean pleasure day thing, it was one clean day. It was Mondays. It was one clean day to have. Like, I look forward to it. So again, that's the next step. It's natural. I got to having like the one clean day because exactly what you're saying. I would spontaneously have some days that were cleaner. And I said, holy shit, I feel better. I kind of like that. Wow. I got through a whole day. That was cool. What if I started to intentionally focus on having those? So you're right. Perfect. That's perfect, Killjoy. That's what I would suggest is that you approach that's the natural order of things. You get yourself in this headspace, things kind of spontaneously happen, and you say, oh, that'd be kind of cool if it became a little less spontaneous, a little more structured. But now when you go into the structure of it, you have a sense, you have a concept. I think this is why it's so important to do it this way. Because now when you go into the structured eating phase, it doesn't feel like this dieting white knuckle, put the screws to yourself, fight yourself mode. You're referencing days when it kind of spontaneously happened naturally. Because I just don't want pleasure foods these days. You see, that's the mindset that we bring into the clean days. It's not like, okay, now I can't have this and I got to fight against myself. And it's not that. It's a, hey, how would it feel to go through a day where I just ate really, really clean, where I did all the good stuff? How will it feel? That'd be cool. And once you do it a couple times, it starts to become addictive. It feels good. Again, this is what I try and tell you all. Fuck the weight. You're like, and again, I want you to lose weight more than anyone on this planet. You know that? You know, I want you to lose weight more than anyone on the planet. Like, this is literally I dedicate my whole life to. So I want you to lose weight. And I'm sitting here telling you, fuck the weight loss. It's more about feeling better. And I know you said, no, it's not, Jim. It's about looking better. And if I look better, I'll feel better. No, you won't. You got to cut that shit out. You know, but if you start making this a process of how can I feel better? How can I be better? When you make that the primary focus, the weight loss takes its rightful place as a side effect. And that structure sets you up for way more success than the dumb shit you're doing now that's not working as a dieter, where the only thing that matters is losing weight. I told myself I wasn't going to just talk shit about dieters today. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that or not, but we'll see. I just thought I'd speak my intention. Let's see. It says, also, my weight has been going up and it's freaking me out like crazy, but I'm not even doing anything. Yeah, it's crazy how the weight can go up. I don't know what I can say because I know a lot of people won't believe me, but everything's hypnosis. Everything's hypnosis. And I mean, when you all dieters have lost weight numbers of times, and when you've put the weight back on numbers of times, and then it gets to the point where when you're losing weight, you're nervous you're going to put the weight back on, and then you lose the weight, and then you start putting the weight back on, and then you get worried about it, and then it starts coming back on, and I don't understand. I don't know. I don't know how much more proof or evidence you would need that you've got to change your mindset. I don't know. I don't know how much it would take. Because how do you explain it? How does someone who lost a bunch of weight quickly even just did it, and then puts it all back on. How do you think that's like, what do you think is happening? I don't have an answer to this one. You all will have to let me know. What do you think is happening when you lose a bunch of weight and then you start putting the weight back on, even though really I'm not doing anything. I don't understand. I'm not eating more, but the weight's going back on. What do you think's leading to that? Why do you think you were losing weight? Now, why do you think you put the weight back on? You know the same shit. Same knowledge is there. So what's different? What's different? I would suggest if you're looking for the answer, go look in the corners of your mind that are not surprised that you're putting the weight back on. Go look in the parts of your mind that expected you to put the weight back on and how you weren't ever surprised, because this is part of your dieting programming, is that you lose the weight and then you put it back on. And it all comes down to because you've never learned and you never focus on learning how to think like a thin and healthy person. You forever think like an overweight person who just wants to lose weight. And that is going to keep you stuck in a never-ending pattern of losing weight, putting it back on, losing weight, putting it back on. I don't know what else to tell you about this. How would you explain it? You clearly can lose weight. Mario says, anything different eating wise? Mario, things are absolutely different eating wise. This is the dieter delusion number one. This is number one dieting delusion right here, if you want to know. And I see John says the title of your book should be You Dieters. You're right. The number one dieting delusion is that you lose the weight and then you put it back on. You say, I don't know, I'm not eating. I'm not doing anything different. I lost all the weight and now I'm putting weight on and I'm not doing anything different. Yes, you are. Yes, you absolutely are doing things different. That's why you lost weight in the first place, because you did things different. And now you're putting the weight back on because you're doing things different again. You're eating more food. That's why you're putting weight on. The worst thing you can tell yourself is that I'm putting weight on because I have no idea why the weight's coming on. It's because you're oblivious to the food that you're eating and you've returned back to your old eating patterns and you're eating more than you were eating when you were losing weight. Don't confuse yourself, folks. Now, we could go into why you're doing that, and I could talk about that all day long, but let's not get all confused why Mario's putting weight on. Mario's not putting weight on because he's eating the same as he was eating when he was losing weight. Because if you don't realize that, it's going to be hard. What's up, Kermit? You good looking fella? Now I know that's me. What is that picture of me, though? Kermit says, I've gained 15 kilograms and I literally can't even recognize myself in the mirror. I feel like I've dug myself so deep that I feel too lazy to try to change it. But I've been living a miserable life ever since, avoiding family and friends, clothes not fitting, and feeling so alone. Kermit, I'm sorry. That sucks. And I feel for you. That's why I'm here every day, because again, it's just Jesus. It's like the weight can really, I think the weight in our society and for you all is like the number one cause of a low quality of life. It doesn't even have to be, you know what I mean? Like in all reality, like the weight doesn't have to dictate your experience, but it does in most cases. And you know what I mean? You end up living a life of regret and loneliness and sadness and all this shit. And that is literally why I'm here every day. I want you to live longer, but even more importantly, while you're here, I want you to live a happier life. And so I get it, and it hits me in the gut. It bothers me. So I feel for you, Cameron. And I don't know what to say to you from here because I don't even know where you're at. You started at the beginning, so I don't know if you've listened to the hypnosis session. But listen, in your situation, and for all of you, the hypnosis is a supplement. Really, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I got a hypnosis program. If you listen to it, you'll lose weight. If you do the program, because you'll relax and you'll calm down. You'll have good shit in your head. But like listening to a session and expecting that session is going to change everything, it's just not. It's not. What really is everyone's golden road of guaranteed success is really understanding how to master your weight. It ain't rocket science, but you've never been taught it either. And so it's not rocket science, but it's hard to figure out for yourself. from scratch. And so I just share it with you. So again, if you have not opted in and watched the video, I would suggest at least you watch the video, read the emails I send. What was that? That's cool. Well, thank you, whoever sent that one. That was neat. So yeah, Kermit. I mean, I guess, the big deal is that I'll just give you this one because you want to change, but you're not changing because you're down here and you're making the change feel like it's way up here. And that's how, again, you dieters, this is what you always do subconsciously, is you have to get yourself, you're doing this subconsciously where you're at and you think about, okay, what do I need to do to lose the weight? And it's an all mode, right? And so it might be keto. Okay, if I want to lose the weight, I got to completely stop eating carbs. That's what I got to do. I got to eat 1,000 calories a day. That's what I got to do. You got some idea of how you're going to lose the weight, and it's overwhelming to you, and so you're avoiding it. And what happens is you're going to try and make yourself feel worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse until eventually you're so upset that you will finally make that jump for a little while. And then you will do it for a little while. You might lose some weight, and then you'll lose your motivation. And you'll stop. The weight will go back up, and you will repeat it over and over again. So again, I mean, it's hard to share this with you because you don't have the mindset for this right now. But in Program Yourself Thin, we want to make this gap of where you're at and what you feel like you need to do way smaller. And again, I know you don't want to do this because it's all or nothing for you, Kermit, right? It's I'm either going to lose the 15 kilograms and quickly, or I'm not going to do anything. And so you're not even open to the idea that maybe I'll start going to bed a little bit earlier. Maybe I'll start drinking some more water. Maybe I'll start eating an apple every day or a banana. Maybe I'll start having a salad a couple days a week. You're not open to the idea of doing something small that doesn't feel so overwhelming. And so again, you're in this process of trying to feel worse and worse and worse until eventually you feel so shitty that you say, okay, now I've got so much energy, motivation. Now I'm going keto, 100 miles an hour. Oh, time to join Weight Watchers. Time to cut my calories down to 1,000 calories, whatever fucking dumb shit you all pick to do for a week or two. And then you can't do it. And then you just repeat it over and over. So I don't know. I don't know. Until you change that mindset, I don't know. But I feel for you. I do feel for you. What's up, Don? Don with a new picture. It's looking good. What's up, Shireen? Shireen says, yes, when the nutrition, sleeping, and water in place equals more energy, add movement and a little sunshine for me and a nap if needed. Yes. Last week, only 2 wheels came off the cart. Cart is back intact. Well, there you go, Shireen. But that's so fine. I mean, the wheels came off the cart for me a bit. I was pretty good, but I ate so many freaking cookies. It's fine though. Like, again, it's not the short-term things you do, folks. It's the long-term consistent things you do. Great job, Shireen. I'm proud of you. Again, the 2 wheels coming off the cart for a week during Thanksgiving is a huge success, especially if you're right back on track the next week. That's the secret. That is the secret. Mary loves herself. How's it going? Hey, how do I deal with friends who constantly body shame me in the worst possible way with a smile on their face, acting like they try to help? Mary, we keep talking about this. I mean, how do you deal with those friends? I mean, how do you deal with the friends that are abusive and rude to you? I don't know. I mean, I do know. They'll fuck themselves and don't hang out with them because they're losers and they're going to keep bringing you down. So, I mean, I don't know how much more direct I can be about that. You know what I mean? This is kind of the same story you deal with every week, right? But so I don't know. It's a big problem though, because what happens with Mary, I know, is you hang around with these people, they say they're bullshit, and then you just mull over the bullshit they said to you, ruminating on it, ruminating. And that whole time puts you in a horrible mood. Your eating's probably shitty when you're in that mood. And then you go and get another hangout with them, another dose of it. And then you're off ruminating on that shit. So this is a pattern you have, Mary, and either stop hanging out with them or tell them to shut the fuck up. Okay. Start standing up for yourself, stop being a victim here, and I know that's easier said than done. But that's the answer to some degree. And stop being a victim. I'm not just being some asshole, just like all of a sudden just be a different person. What I'm saying is stop being a victim and figure out what your steps are to stop being a victim. And the steps may be you don't say anything to them, but in your head you say, you know what? Fuck them. Let them say whatever they want. I'm not going to internalize it and ruminate on this shit for a whole week and let it sabotage me. You see what I'm saying? So I just want to make that clear, because I hate when people say stop being a victim, because it's just a lot of times that can be a very unempathetic bullshit it means fucking nothing. And so I want to be crystal clear when I say stop being a victim. It starts in your mind. Stop being a victim to these people. They're your hypnotists. They're hypnotizing you to remain overweight, and you're staying trapped in this cycle. You do not have to accept their suggestions. You do not have to accept their bullshit. And it starts by in your head saying, fuck them, whatever. I don't want to internalize this for a week, or I'm going to stop hanging out with them so much. Or Vicky says, get rid of them. I understand that things can be more complex than that. I get that. But you've got to look at this. These people are basically keeping you overweight. And it's horrible for your self-esteem. It's terrible for your mindset. And it's horrible for your reading. I know you're reading this shit after you hang out with them because you feel terrible. And so, you've got to look at it as that's your primary challenge standing in front of you. And you've got to approach it like a, you got to, Diana Kitsulis, hi, I know a Diane. There's no way that you're Diane. Are you Diane? This is crazy. I don't get a lot of Katsoulis saying hi on here, so that caught my eye. That's cool. There's no way. You're not Diane, right? That'd be crazy. So yeah, Mary. So listen, here's what I'm saying though, is we can either, when we got bullies in our lives, we can either shrink, you know what I mean, and be a victim, or we can take it as a challenge, puff up, connect to your courage, your strength, your certainty, your focus, all your good qualities, and approach it. All right. Shereen said the pie. Yeah, pies and cookies on the holidays can be tough ones. Brooke says, I'm officially 55 pounds today. Okay. Yeah. I hope you're, I don't usually get, no, I'm going to do this. Yeah, professional. Yeah, Mary, you don't deserve to be spoken to like that. And I think Mary knows that. But here's the other side, Mary. You got to extricate yourself from this trap you're in. Because I think it's like you get these friends, they say shitty things to you, and then you go to the other people and you say, oh my God, these friends are so mean to me. And then the other people say, oh my God, Mary, no, you're great, Mary. You're super. No, you're. And so sometimes we can use, oh, look at me. Do you hear what they said to me? And then you get all sorts of attention and positivity sometimes. So you obviously don't deserve to be spoken to like that. But now take the next steps to kind of free yourself of that situation in the ways we talked about. Myra said also you missed 3 of my comments. I think I got them. Just now. But if I didn't, I'm over on TikTok. Will I be on TikTok for long? I don't know. They might get rid of TikTok in another month here. We'll see what happens. Which might be good. Maybe, you know what I mean? Like change one door opens, another one opens. Or no, one door closes, another one opens. But yeah, we'll see what the future of streaming, program yourself in streaming is going to be. But we'll do something. Yeah, I'm going to try to observe how much I eat now. Yeah, great idea. User 141, is a banana have too much sugar? No, a banana does not have too much sugar. Fruit does not have too much sugar. I mean, okay, everyone's different, but for the vast majority of people, fruits, that sugar is different than sugar in a candy bar. The sugar in fruit is fructose. The sugar in candy bars are like table sugar, refined sugar, is called sucrose. It's half glucose, half fructose. And so that is the sugar that spikes your blood sugar quickly. And fructose tends not to. Now, again, everyone's a little different, but fructose has to be processed by your liver. And so it takes longer. It's usually a much slower absorption rate with fruit because there's fiber. It's a different type of sugar. So again, what happens is we live in a world of influencers and people clickbaiting and just simplifying things to ridiculous levels. And the idea that you're going to stop eating fruit to lose weight and be healthy is the silly. Unless you got some real unique sensitivity or situation, fruit is a good thing for you to help you manage your weight. Dana says, can you please give... Dana says, can you please give any advice on binging? Yeah, the advice on binging is always the same, that the secret is not to stop binging. It's to understand why you're binging in the first place. For most people, this is going to be the strategy that gets you the results. And so the main 3 triggers of binging, The main three triggers of binging is over restricting and getting too hungry. Emotions, big emotions come out. You don't know how to deal with them, and you start binging when you get into them. It's a habit, and it could be a combination of all three of those. So the advice on binging is to understand why you're binging. And the way to do that is after you've finished binging, after you've taken your last bite, in your mind say 6 seconds before I took the first bite, how hungry was I? Where was I at emotionally? And is this a habit pattern? Are there anything, the time, the place, the day, the situation, is there any habitual pattern to it? And you start to understand it. And when you start doing that, you're going to realize you probably have 1, 2, 3 binge patterns. And now you understand at a deeper level. You understand, oh, it's because I'm over restricted. I'm getting way too hungry. Well, if that's the case for one of them, well, that solution is going to be don't get yourself too hungry. So what I'm trying to say, though, in a subtle way, is that you need to understand what's causing the problem before you can fix the problem. Because if it's an emotional issue, then eating more food and not getting too hungry isn't going to fix it. Does that make sense? So we got to understand it before we can fix it. And dieters never do this because they use the same tool for every single job, which is willpower. Who gives a shit why I'm doing it? I'm just going to stop myself from doing it. Yeah, well, that never works for you. It's never going to. So we need to resolve the binging at a core level. And that's going to be a path forward that's probably going to serve you way better. All right. So I hope that helps you out. Mary says, sorry, it's just happening constantly. And you usually seem to help even if I just listen to your live. Well, good. Yeah. But again, Mary, I mean, it's a core problem that you're going to have to deal with at some point. Whether you just deal with it in your head and you respond differently to the dumb shit they say, that's one option. Well, you have 3 options, right? You keep doing what you're doing. You start responding differently in your own head to what they say. And 3, you don't interact with them as much. So you basically got 3 options, where you want to go with it. Yeah, of course, Don. Don says friends build you up, not knock you down. Of course. Weight loss with me. I agree. I've been to this situation. Yeah. A lot of people have, and it's rude. I mean, I think we all know the it's unpleasant and unnecessary and unenjoyable when people are rude to us. Like, obviously, right? Yeah, Jen, good point. Jen said this is back to the fruits. But Jen said someone once said in a Weight Watchers meeting, none of you got here by eating too many fruits and vegetables. Truth, right? So again, they've demonized fruits and vegetables, right? Because vegetables have too many carbs and fruit has too much sugar. So who's that serving? It's the diet industry is a bunch of fucking bullshit, folks. All the big diets that you're referencing about how to lose weight are all owned by big food companies. Weight Watchers was owned by Heinz. Jenny Craig was owned by Nestle. Atkins Food Products owned by the same company owns Auntie Anne's Pretzels and Cinnabon. Slim Fast owned by the same company owns Ben & Jerry's ice cream. These companies don't want you to lose weight. They just like filling your head up with dumb shit so that you'll never lose weight and you'll keep eating their bullshit foods. And here you go. So when you get to the point, I mean, it's like the boss level, when you start getting to the point where I'm going to cut out fruits and vegetables, you really got to take a step back and reflect because your mind's turned into mashed potatoes and you're fucked. I keep thinking, someone said yesterday, it's like I got the gym AI. I have an AI clone of me, that my clients use. You get 24/7 access. It's like literally like talking to me. It's crazy. It was built on 13 million words, but it's nicer than I am, someone said. I just thought that was so funny because being nice has its place, but not being nice has its place too. And so the AI is actually just always nice. But anyways, sometimes I do feel like I'm not being nice. Okay. Sandwich Gen Life says, I'm just learning to be thin is to eat less food, not really the type of food. I'm just learning to be thin is to eat less food, not really the type of food. I agree that in the short term that can be true, but I feel like in the long term, you're going to have a very difficult time with that strategy. That's really just a dieting strategy, right? Dieters just cut the calories down. That's pretty much it. And they kind of have a sense. I mean, don't get me wrong. Keto is built around it. Keto is built around the concept of calorie density, but it doesn't explain that as the front facing strategy. And so people need to have keto pumped in their head to understand what's going on. But you free yourself of keto and all the diets when you start to understand calorie density. And so this gets to the point that I think all of you, if you go and you just learn, I'm just going to eat less, for most of you, that's not going to last because the eating less, if you're eating bullshit, a lot of bullshit in your life, a lot of processed food, ultra processed food. If you're eating a lot of bullshit, you're going to try and just eat less of it. And you'll be able to do that as long as you're paying real close attention. But that processed food's going to get you back to eating just as much as you always did. So I'm a big believer that for most people, they're going to have to transform their eating to some degree as well and start eating more whole foods. I think whole foods make the whole weight mastery process way easier. So again, there's always outliers that can just cut the level down. But for most people, they're going to have to cut down the calories consuming by transforming what they're eating as well. So, but whatever works for you all. Mary Loves Herself says, yeah, my aunt, for example, she's very nice sometimes, too nice. She says I shouldn't need to lose weight. Yeah, people say that too. That's almost just as bad as the mean stuff. So I don't know. Yeah, it's you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Diana Katsoulis. This is just so funny to me. I have a long lost semi-relative called Diana. That's so funny. I've been starting and quitting my weight loss journey millions of times this year and ended up gaining like 10 kilograms. So now I feel hopeless, probably going to start over on January. Yeah, I get it. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to give you a different point of view, and I'm not here to convince you anything. I'm just here to give you a different message. And again, every one of you that are going to wait till January, that's fine. I'll be here in January. So I'll help you in January. But I'm more impressed by the people. My favorite people in the world are the ones that start. That's not true. I love the people all year round, but I'm always a little extra impressed by the people that start the program in December. I really am. And I will tell you, without question, the most committed people always start in December. Like this is back in the days for a long time. I was doing private coaching. In December would be one of my busiest months of signing people up to work with me. And it was like, those are the people that are like, fuck it, I'm not waiting till January. So my suggestion to you is that I would not wait till January. Get yourself out of that subconscious pattern. If you wait till January to start again, I will be here for you. So start programming yourself, then you'll still have a chance. But it's even more powerful when you start and break that pattern you've got. And again, that's why program yourself thin. It's the easiest. I joke it's the only program you'd start on a Friday. It's also the only program you ever start during the holidays because it's easy. It's listening to 5-minute hypnosis sessions. It's a 10-minute hypnosis session a week. It's just relaxed. It's calm. And from that place, you get all this good stuff put in your head, which causes you typically to make better food choices. So that, again, so you not only enjoy the holidays more, it's how you lose weight. So that's what I would wait for. I said, oh my God, we have the same last name. That's crazy. It really is. That's not a common name. Not a common name. And Dinah says, not to be mean, but you seem like you're one of those fit TikTok boys who think they know what it's like to be overweight and decide to give the same old diet advice. Oh, I don't mind. And I get that stuff. I certainly am not giving the same old diet advice. I think that very clearly, I can confidently say I am not saying the same shit you'll hear from pretty much anyone. I've been doing this personally for 30 years, professionally for 20 years. I was 50 pounds heavier 30 years ago, dropped the weight. I mean, my journey really started when I was 9, 41 years ago. Oh my God. 41 years ago, my dad died when I was 9 of a heart attack. He was obese. 10 years later, I was 50 pounds overweight, dropped the weight, kept it off for 30 years. 12 years ago, I put like 25 pounds on, but I dropped that off in short order. But the difference with me, and I get what you're saying, the big difference with me and pretty much, I don't want to say every single weight loss piece of advice you're going to get, but almost every single piece of weight loss advice you're going to get, the difference is that I'm not telling you what to do. I'm focused on how you can get yourself to do it. If we can really, in my mind, there's 2 categories. Every single weight loss person is telling you what to do, what to eat, how to exercise. And then they give you the plan and it's up to you to follow it. And guess what? You got no fucking idea how to follow it. You have no idea how to change your behaviors. You have no idea how to think like a thin, healthy person. So I can give you, you could go to a dietitian and they could customize a plan specifically for you and you're still not going to lose weight. Why? Because you don't know how to change your habits. You don't know how to change your eating. You don't know how to change your lifestyle. And you have no fucking clue how to change your mindset. You got one tool with your diet plan and it's willpower. So where I'm different is no one's talking about how to get yourself to do this stuff. They just tell you what to do, which is the easy work of weight loss. So yeah, what I am saying is completely different. I can confidently say that. So, but I did not take offense to it. Joan says, my 40-year-old niece has been on Ozempic for 10 months. She's now having serious issues with her kidney. She had one kidney removed when she was a child. I'm pissed they gave her the drug. She shopped around for a doctor to give her a prescription when 2 doctors thought it would be too risky. So sad. Yeah. Again, I think, I don't know. We'll see what happens with these medicines. I don't know. Again, I go into it. Obviously, the past predicts the future to some degree. When it comes to weight loss, I mean, it is always the same story that we have this miracle that turns out to not be quite the miracle we thought it was. And this medicine's intense. And so clearly this is a person that had a pre-existing condition that would, most people may not have that situation, but we don't know. We don't know with the medicine where it's all going to go, because they've never tested this medicine on people that aren't type 2 diabetic for long. So you're a bit of a guinea pig in that, and we'll see what happens. Again, I wish anyone on it the best. To be honest, what we're doing here is nothing to do with Ozempic, because Ozempic's just about losing weight, and Program Yourself Thin is about transforming from the inside out into a thin and healthy person so that you can live as a thin, healthy person for the rest of your life on your autopilot. That's my goal for you. Yeah. Yeah, professional killjoys, not just calorie density, but nutrient density helps so many physical and mental processes. Thank you. Yes, that's absolutely true. Calorie density, nutrient variety. Once you get your head around those 3 concepts, you'll know more than 95% of dieters. And I think if you start utilizing those concepts, you'll be shocked at how much you can change your eating comfortably. But yeah. Flesh or faith. Thank you. I disagree. Diana is the opposite of that. Yes. Someone says, hi, I love your content so much. And I love how intelligent you are. Well, thank you. It's a nice thing to say. Nice to hear. What about honey? I like honey. I wouldn't eat tons and tons of it, but I like honey. Again, it's everyone's different. So again, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a dietitian. I would never tell you what to do. Even if I was a dietitian, I wouldn't tell you what to do, because it's very personalized. And I think that's lost on us a lot of times. But yeah, honey, I would have no problem consuming in moderated quantities. Dana says, oh, the binge eating. Yep. Yeah, again, I answered that. And now that you gave a little bit more, wait, oops, I think I missed. Oh yeah. So Dana said, yeah, can you give advice on the binge eating? I did. So I think you probably wrote that before I did that. Mario says, is it okay to have 2 breakfasts, like a healthy, savory one and then French toast, for example, or is that a lot? Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a lot, but I mean, it's all relative. It all depends. I mean, if you don't eat anything else the rest of the day, then it's not a lot. If it's just a normal day of eating, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to eat French toast regularly. The French toast, the egg, the syrup, that's a lot of calories. And those are all calories that are going to make you very hungry soon after. So again, French toast would be something I would save for my pleasure days, a couple days a week, perhaps, if I really loved it. But I would not want to build my eating around 2 breakfasts, the second one being a French toast and syrup one. So, but again, it's hard to answer specifics, because that question can really only truly be answered understanding the context within which it exists. Again, a very important point I'm making, and why I hate the diet industry, because they always just give you these, everyone's got to do this, right? Well, like keto. Oh, everyone's got to do keto. There's 8 billion people on the planet. All of us got to do keto to lose weight. That can't be. And it's not. So we always have to Program Yourself Thin always builds around you, right? Everything should be built around you, because you're a one of a kind snowflake. That's a good thing. You're one of a kind. You're a unique being. And so we got to build around who you are, how things are for you. So there's kind of 2 answers there. Is fasted cardio good to do after a binge day? I'm not an expert on any of that. And I will tell you, your question screams to me that you're just trying to lose weight as quick as you can. So you're fasted cardio, binge days, you're just wrapped up in that dieting mindset. I ate a lot of calories, just not going to restrict all the calories. And there's no focus on, well, what happened with the binge? What's the best way to recover from the binge? Why did it start? What can we, I don't know. So it's hard to answer that with a question. Mary says, these girls are just literally real life Barbies, and I used to look up to them. Well, update your feelings for them and your opinion on them. Masala says, I always start and give up after a few weeks. Yeah, of course. I mean, you all start and give up after a few weeks. That's being a dieter. That's literally the definition of being a dieter is you do it for a couple of weeks and you stop. Everyone does that. So Masala, at least you're not alone. You're literally 75% of the American population of adults is overweight or obese right now. And all of them are dieters. They all try and lose weight for a little while, can do it for a couple of weeks, and then they stop. So I think it's 74% of people can get past a month on a diet. 39% can't make it past a week. So yeah, it's the dieting that's fucking wrong, folks. I don't know what to tell you. I get out every day to try and snap you out of your dieting trances. You're literally in a fucking diet trance. You're in a diet trance now because you're already thinking about January. Most dieters. So don't be a dieter. You know, and Masal, that's what's happening. You're doing it for a couple weeks and then stopping because you're doing a diet. The diet's too overwhelming for you. You can force and focus and fight to do it for a couple of weeks, and then you can't keep the fight up, the focus up, the forcing up, and then you go back to what you always did. You always revert back to the norm, your usual, the regular. So in Program Yourself Thin, we're looking to change the regular. We're looking to transform your mindset, your lifestyle, and your eating for good. And the way you do that, guess what? You got to do it differently. So yeah, you dieters, I know you're all impatient, but tough shit. If I put it in a different context, the way you're dieting would be like approaching learning to play the piano for the first time ever by saying, I'm doing the 14-7 method. Well, that sounds good. What's that? It's where I play the piano for 14 hours a day, 7 days a week. Wow, you're going to get good so fast. Amazing. And then I see you next week. Hey, how's the 14-7 method going? I don't know what's wrong with me. I couldn't stick with it. I was good for a couple days and then I stopped doing it. I don't know what's wrong with me. How about this? Nothing's wrong with you. It's a fucking stupid plan. It's too much. It's too overwhelming. It's not built for success, and neither are your diets. So, Masal, it's not you that's the problem. It's the diet. And it's the same for all of you. Dieting has a 95% failure rate. When something has a 95% failure rate, it's kind of a weird thing to say that you're the problem, isn't it? That. Mario says a gym AI. That's insane. I love it. Yeah, it's awesome. It's so awesome. It's crazy. Like I said, I uploaded this is how much I talk about weight loss. You know, it's funny. You don't get to quantify things so clearly in life too often. I put the last 2 years of coaching calls I've done, podcasts I've done, trainings I've done. It was 13 million words, and that's not even all of it. 13 million words all about weight mastery. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, there's not a lot of me. And I want to tell the person who said I sound like a TikTok dipshit, and I won't do it because she's got the same last name as me. So I feel a bond. But yeah, I'm the opposite of that. I'm the opposite of every normal thing you're hearing, which might just be what you need to hear. But the AI is crazy. And yeah, it works with you. And it says all the same shit I say, but it's a little too nice. So that's okay. But I am going to play around with it. I'm going to make it. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to make it a little meaner. I can make different versions of it. It's crazy. So anyways, that is people in the program have access to it now, and I'm really tweaking and working on it. But eventually that will be something that will be offered to anyone who wants to use it. It's really cool. Diana says, "Oh, sorry, I feel like shit now." Don't feel like I'm just messing with you, Diana. I get that all the time. I do not mind people saying shit about me as long as they give me a chance. And they usually kind of turn around. What's up, Santina? Can you explain why eating the same thing is a good thing? I'm missing variety. Listen, eating the same thing is a good thing because it's easier. That's why eating the same thing is good. Now, why is it bad? Because I don't get as much variety. So everything is good and bad. Eating the same is no different. So it really comes down to who are you as a person? So you say, well, I don't want to eat the same thing. I need more variety. And to that, I say, great. How much variety do you need? However much variety you need, that's how much variety you give yourself. Do you understand? One of my superpowers is I don't need a lot of variety. I'll eat the same shit because I'm lazy as fuck. I don't want to make different breakfasts and lunches. I don't really like to spend my energy that way. That's me. So I'm fine just eating the same breakfast and lunch 5 days a week. I don't give a shit. And it makes it everything easier for me because I get the stuff, I get all the rest of it. It's fine. Okay. And so I'm fine with that. But then other people say, oh my God, Jim, I could never do that. I need more variety. Great. How much variety do you need? It's not as much as you think. Because again, people think binary. I either need to eat always variety or I need to eat the same thing. No, there's a middle ground too. So you start figuring out how much variety do I need to feel like I'm thriving? And you figure that part out. No more variety than you need. Because again, the more variety you need, the more variety you have, the more effort. There's more logistics, right? So again, if I eat Ezekiel toast, peanut butter, and apples for breakfast every morning. So I get a 3 or 5 pound bag of apples, a big bag of apples that lasts me a couple of weeks. I have jars of natural peanut butter in there, so I never run out. And I've got Ezekiel bread, which lasts 2 weeks. So it's like I always have that on deck, ready to go. Now, if all of a sudden I say, no, I need two breakfasts that I'm going to have, which is fine. But now all of a sudden, whatever that other thing is, now I got to make sure I got that too. So it does add more cognitive load. The variety has more cognitive load. The less variety, the less cognitive load. However, variety is one of those things you've got to adjust for. Because if you require variety and you say, no, I'm not going to give myself variety, and guess what? You're going to quit. So again, Santina, it's both things are true. And it's just figuring out what works best for you. All right. Dana says, I'm sorry once again. I feel really embarrassed. Do not feel embarrassed. Could you recommend something for me to do? How do I start this month, not on January? Well, it's easy. Again, all of you start now. Start by going to my bio and click the link in there and go get a free hypnosis session. I got free shit coming your way anyways for the holidays. I always tell you, no one gives you more free stuff than I do. And that's true now. But I told you, I'm going to give you even more stuff. You know what that stuff's going to be? It's going to be my Circle app. And so you're going to be able to get in there for free. You don't have to buy anything. You're going to be able to get in. This will be this week, probably. I'm just this close. I'm sorry, my clients. I told you last week I was going to get it done. I didn't, but it's this close. But this will be free. You'll be able to get in there for free. Clients, you're going to be able to get in there and you have access to other stuff, right? But even for free, I'm going to put stuff in there and I'm going to give you a holiday program, some holiday hypnosis and a quick training. So go click the link in my bio, go get the hypnosis session I gave you, watch the video I made for you, read the emails I send you. All of that's free. And then in another week here or so, I'm going to get you this membership so you can get in there and there's more free shit in there and there's more stuff I'm giving you. So that's what you can do. You can start in December for free. Don't fucking wait till January. Don't do it to yourself. If you wait till January, again, it reinforces them. Don't get me wrong. I have people wait till January and I help them lose weight. So you can do it. But why would you want to wait? I know you want to wait because you think like a dieter and you say, I don't want to miss out on all the fun of the holidays. You don't have to. Why not play with a different method during December? You're not doing shit anyways, most likely. So why not try a different way? That's what I would do. And if for whatever reason you can't get to my bio, it's just go to programyourselfthin.com. Programyourselfthin.com. All one word. And you can get the free hypnosis session there. So Sandwich says, I agree, all whole foods, but not so much of it. Yes, absolutely. Katie says, hey, you said those of us who joined in October are your favorite. That's kind of true. But I honestly, I clump together October, November, and December are my favorite people. That's not true. Again, I love all of you, but I will say there's a little extra level of respect because I always love my outliers. I love my contrarians, people that like to do things different. And so the people that join in October, November, and December, you know, they're the ones that kind of stepped out of the dieting bullshit, right? Because dieters are going to wait till January 1st. You may not believe this. A lot of dieters check out in September. As soon as summer ends, like, fuck, this year's over. I got to wait till January. So anyone that starts, October, November, December, to me, I like that. That's a contrarian, it's signs of an independent thinker. And you're one of my favorite anyways, Katie. So, yeah. Don says, I fell behind in the hypnosis, but zero stress. It's there when I can. Don's a pro even before she started the program. So it's the perfect response. There's no rush, zero stress. It's still there for you and just fold right back into it. That's how it goes. So absolutely. Killjoy says variety is a spectrum. Sometimes enough variety is just getting a different fruit for some of the days or putting cinnamon in your peanut butter toast. That Killjoy, thank you. Yes. Killjoy adding some real valuable stuff here. I agree 1,000%. But what I will say is most people that I've worked with, they think they need a lot more variety than they actually need. And so again, it's something to really reflect on, because a lot of people think they need lots of variety when in reality they don't. And that's very helpful to realize that, if that's the case for you. FamT Beauty Empire says, how can I stop sugar cravings? I mean, the obvious answer is to start consuming less sugar, but that's not what you want to hear. Sugar, I think, should be managed for most people. There's always outliers that need to give it up completely, but the vast majority of people I've worked with do much better learning to moderate it. And so I think part of managing sugar cravings is moderating your sugar consumption. And again, that requires a gray space paradigm where you're not trying to completely cut sugar out and you're not completely ignoring it, you're moderating it. And I treat sugar, so I'll give you a mindset suggestion here. I treat sugar like I treat alcohol. And so I treat sugar with a lot of respect. I enjoy when I do sugar. I enjoy when I drink alcohol, but I do it very sporadically, because if I do it a lot, there's a lot of negative benefits, or negative consequences, I should say. So that would be my big suggestion to you, is to start thinking of sugar differently. And so what I would do if I want to deal with sugar cravings, the first thing I would do is I'd go watch a couple YouTube videos on what sugar does to your body. I'd spend 10, 15 minutes, because right now we live in a culture that minimizes the damage of sugar. We've learned to think of sugar as this benign substance. And so the first thing I want to do is realize what it actually is doing to your body, and that'll help you. And then start framing it, in the ballpark of alcohol, which isn't to say that you can't do it, but do it understanding that there's a cost to it and that it needs to be moderated to be enjoyed at its highest level. So those would be my initial suggestions. Of course, there's a lot of other stuff you can do, but that's the first start. Mario says, oh, Jim, I think I might have just figured out what made me gain the weight. I can't wait to see. I usually ate one breakfast, but then I started eating French toast as a snack. Again, I'm not, Mario, I'm not laughing at you, but I'm laughing at those of you that never believe me. This is my life. The slings and arrows I suffer. And I say every day, I say, you all don't have, you're not as aware as you think you are. And Program Yourself, then we are obsessed with awareness. I was reading a Kobe Bryant book and he goes, awareness is everything. I'm going to go through that book and teach it to you all. But awareness, because again, Mario's a smart person here. I know Mario's smart, but we become very unaware of what we're doing in ways that would blow your mind. And I only know this because this is what I've been doing professionally for 20 years. And I work with extremely smart, intelligent people who are oblivious to lots of shit they do regularly. And if you're oblivious, you're living in fantasy land where you end up saying, no matter what I do, I can't lose weight. My body's broken. And as soon as you believe that, you're fucked, because now it's like, what's the point of doing anything? My body's broken. So awareness is always the first step of change. And congratulations, Mario. Yes, adding a French toast snack to your day will most likely cause you to gain weight. So congrats. I mean, now you know. And now you're in a much better place than where you were with, oh, no. Oh, body, what are you doing, you crazy old body, you? I mean, what are you doing, body? We're doing the same thing, and all of a sudden you're gaining weight. I don't know what's going on, body. I don't understand what's happening. It's like, dude, again, I'm joking with you, Mario, because you can take it, but I'm fucking with all of you because this is what you all do. I do it. We all do it. We're unaware, especially the areas of our lives that we struggle with. We're very unaware of what we're doing. And I know you think you are aware and you're not. And fine, don't believe me. I don't give a shit. But great job, Mario. That's good work to realize that. What's up, Kevin? Kevin says, doing everything right, tracking calories carefully, working out every day, but my weight is up 5 pounds. But then decided it was going to be my second breakfast and I snacked on dried mangoes. Oh, my bad. I read the wrong comment. I thought it was a continuation. So Kevin says, doing everything right, tracking calories carefully, working out every day, but my weight is up 5 pounds. To that I say, most likely, Kevin, I'm not saying this for sure, but I'm saying my first intuition is that when I see tracking calories carefully, at best, that's a guesstimate. I don't care how careful you are, because even the calories listed on the side of the box are guesstimates and can be off by up to 20%. So there is no tracking calories carefully on a box. There's tracking calories carefully with what you do consistently. But the bigger problem I see right away is working out every day. Working out every day, now I know the big issue is probably the licensing effect, which you can look up. And what's happening is you're working out, and somewhere deep inside your mind, you're saying, I can eat a little bit more. And you're eating more because you're hungrier, you're more tired, the licensing effect, you're probably sore from working out. And all of these things are putting you into a state where you're eating more than you realize. That's simply it. And that's why you're gaining 5 pounds. Again, I don't know how long you've been doing it either. So I hesitate a little bit because I don't know how long it's been. But classic licensing example. Classic example. This is the most common, one of the most common. You work out more. Working out typically is not going to help you lose weight. Yep, I got good stuff I'm bringing you in probably another week or two. I've been a little behind on this book called Burn, but it's not, you're not going to like it if you're a big working out person trying to lose weight, not losing weight, working out a lot. This will explain why. So again, it comes down to consumption. But most likely, Kevin, what's happening is you're working out a lot. It's got you in a mindset and a state of being where you're eating more than you realize. And that's why your weight's going up. Oh, okay. So Mario, yeah, he's eating French toast. He's eating dried mangoes. Yeah, I mean, you're increasing your calorie consumption. So good news is your body works perfect. You reduce your calories, you lose weight. You increase your calories, you gain weight. So that's the good news. Don says, we only gained weight from overeating. The end. Once I accepted this, I lost the weight. Yes. Again, that's a place a lot of people's weight mastery starts from, is just seeing things clearly, that if your weight's going up, it's because you're eating more calories. And if your weight's not going down, it's because you're eating too many calories. But again, there is a time factor there too. So I hesitate to say that. But if your weight's going up, it's because you're eating more calories. Don says, also, I quit exercising for weight loss. Yeah, exactly. I've been saying that for 30 years quietly, because it's like, the whole weight loss world is telling you got to exercise. But I figured that out 30 years for myself, and 30 years of doing this personally, bleeding into 20 years of doing it professionally. I tell my clients, and I've told them, unless you really love working out, I would not suggest starting with working out. And it's crazy to find that whole point of view is validated now scientifically with science that I'll go into in the future. Mario says, shit, Jim, I've been eating so many calories. That's okay, Mario. Again, your body's working perfect though. So fine. Again, it's awareness. It's awareness game. And so who gives a shit? Now you're aware of that. Now you're better off on the weight mastery path. Yes. Don says, start this minute, eat a Sam salad with meat, satisfy the hunger. Whoops, shit. Very good. Myra says, you always get it right. I do always get it right, don't I? Not just for me. No, I know it's true. I don't know. Like, again, I'm not going to, I take that bullshit oath. I'm not going to bullshit you with false humility and humbleness. I'm really good at this. I mean, this is, it tends to happen when you do something for 30 years, you tend to get better at it, and get good at it. So yes, I can, I'm like a weight psychic, or like a weight whisperer. I'm like a weight Yoda, people have called me. I can see into the depths of what the real problem is very quickly. So Nawal says, we love your content from Saudi Arabia. Well, thank you. That's so cool. That's so cool. I appreciate you saying that. All right. Very good. Jonathan Walker. Hey man, I'm so late and I got to get out of here too. So hope things are going well with you, Jonathan. Jonathan has lost a lot of weight quickly, is maintaining it. So nice job. Nice job. Just want to drop in and say I've been maintaining for almost 3 months. Great job, Jonathan. I'm proud of you. And that is super. That's so super. So yeah, keep it up. Keep up what you're doing, Jonathan. All right, I got to get out of here. Again, if you're not in my world, please go to my bio, click the link, get the hypnosis session, watch the video, read the emails. You're going to be able to get in my Circle app, which is going to be a free membership app where I'm going to have all sorts of cool stuff in there for you for free. So go check that out. If you want to ask questions to me ever, you can get in here, and I am usually here noonish. I was a little late today, but usually around noon Eastern time, Monday through Friday, I'm here. If you have any questions you want to ask, do it. And what else? It's also a podcast. So if you miss it and you want to listen to the replay, it's podcast is Program Yourself. That's all the major podcast platforms, and you can go check it out there. So thank you so much, everyone. Have a super duper day, and we will talk soon. Bye.